Hi, once again, I'm Mike Brown with Elder Law of Kansas here in Derby. You know, when you're engaged in estate planning with a client, yeah, you talk about wills, trusts, powers of attorney, what have you, but there's also some collateral issues you need to consider. And one is what I call funeral requests. Now, what am I talking about? Well, do you prefer to be cremated or 6 feet under? And people need to know about that. You could put your funeral request on your will, but really that's kind of the worst place to put that information in, and I'll give you a true story. I practiced law in a small town out in western Kansas probably 30 years ago, and the secretary came in and told me, well, Mike, the Andersons are in town for their mother's funeral, and they'd like to come by after lunch for the reading of the will. I said, you mean like on television? She said, yeah, Mike, just like on television. Well, okay. Well, the Andersons came in, and probably the youngest Anderson was 76 years old. There were 4 of them. They were former stockmen. They had their overalls on, their work boots, but they did wear a coat, shirt, and tie for Mom. So I'm in there, and I'm reading the will, and they're sitting around the table, and I get to the part where she expresses her desire to be cremated, and I could not make this up. Everybody was looking at each other. You thought the atomic bomb went off in that office. And I finally leaned forward and I said, is there something wrong? And this guy leans across the table from me and says, we just put Ma 6 feet under this morning. Does this mean we have to dig her up? And I said, no, I think she'll understand. But people need to know what your wishes are. And we do prepare funeral requests for our clients. So we even go so far as to have them name who they want to be the pallbearers. If you don't, you may have a situation I encountered several years ago where I was the 7th pallbearer at an uncle's funeral. There's always 6 pallbearers. I was asked to fill in for a nephew that was over in Italy that he didn't think could make it back, and he showed up at the last minute and nobody told me. So when you're the 7th pallbearer, you're the odd man out. And yeah, you can get 6 pallbearers in that Cadillac, but not the 7th one. And I wasn't offended when I finally figured out what the heck happened. But on your funeral request, you have the opportunity to list, hey, these are the hymns I want, these are the people that need to be contacted, these are the prayers I'd like to have referenced. But it takes the guesswork out of it, and you tell people, this is what I want. And I kid you not, I still get calls every now and then on a Monday morning when someone says, we just buried our father on Saturday and read the will after, and he wanted to be cremated. What do we do? And I explained to them, you already did it, and I'm sure he'll understand. So make sure this doesn't happen to you. Again, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.